How about that? Are you on the line? It's your screenshot. Guys, can you unmute yourself if your background is not loud? So that
Yes, hello, I'm on, but it's raining here by me. I'm not sure if you can hear me clearly.
okay, we hear you. Just try to be close to the mic as well. So what we're looking at here, we are looking at you are looking at our Swiss franc 1 hour time frame. And what you have done here, number one, is you had utilized the space. Your charts are starting where at least, this is perfect because you get to see a whole lot of information or data that, we can obviously use. Number two, you did not write a caption here to know exactly why you did take the trade. But let me jump into it because your background, you're saying that it's raining outside. But number one, what you did here, we can notice that you have your level of resistance, you have your level of support, and it's very clear. And what you decided not to do with those levels of support and resistance was to plot a level here, right? But the concerning thing is one would ask themselves that, okay, the guy did not have a level of support there. However, and they see these rejections there, and then they say, well, however, why is he having his take profit here in the middle of nowhere, but his level of support is there, right? Or do you want to just come in and maybe say why you did what you did? Why did you
Yes, I did that. I did that because the rejections over there could possibly be another place where the market can turn back.
So are you saying that you put at your take profit here because this is a potential support level whereby we can expect this market coming at this support level, so you say, or at this price level, and then this market can possibly go up? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So ultimately, however, you're saying that your major support, it is this one. So this is your minor support. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is my minor support, yes.
So it's very important as well for me not to say these things for you. If you could just write a caption so that we know exactly your thinking process was at the time when you took these trades. However, if you are putting it that way to say, yes, this is my minor support, hence why I have my take profit here, that's correct, right? I'm not sure if other guys understand that, but they should understand it. We like the fact that also, if we're looking at risk reward, of which I do speak about in those videos that I shared with you guys, your stop loss, I mean, look at secondly, you consider the candlestick. I'm not sure if everyone understands why this guy went in for a sell there with that candlestick. I do believe everyone understands that. If no one understands why this guy went in for a sell, please raise your hand and then we can address it. Is there anyone who doesn't understand why the guy went in for a sell there with that candlestick? Forget about the stop loss and whatnot. The question is, does everyone understand why he went in for a sell? And if not, who is not understanding?
Understand.
Okay. If no one says anything, guys, I will move on. I simply move on because, again, your mics, you are in control of your mic. And it means that from next week, whoever is on the session, I'm expecting everyone to be able to do this because you understand. Cool. Let's move forward. The guy went in because of that candlestick. That candlestick, it's very straightforward. It's the candlestick that we're expecting. Absolutely. Same candlestick that if it was going to be that candlestick, it is a candlestick that we're expecting to see at the resistance level. Absolutely. And you did what you had to do. Very correct. The stop loss, though, we have a problem now with that. When I say we, I'm under the impression that other guys, they go through the work and they understand why. Because your stop loss is right on top. And I did mention our last session to say that your take profit should not be right on top there. Have a gap, leave a gap there and put your stop loss there. For example, let's say this is where the market was at the time when you're analyzing, and it happens to be a valid resistance level. If you had put your stop loss right on top of this candlestick, you see how this market came, kicked your stop loss, and then ultimately it went your way. So you need to understand that you need to give a gap to the market. This goes for everyone. Give a gap on top of that candlestick. in terms of your stop loss, and then put your stop loss there. By doing so also, if we're just looking at this guy is risking this portion. Let's say he had done it the correct way. It means that he had risked this portion. However, his target, or he's willing to take more than what he's risking. So if I may ask, would that be a valid risk reward or risk in terms of risk management? Is it worth it for him to take this trade? Was it worth it for him to risk this trade? I mean, he's risking, for example, 200 rands, because from here to there, maybe he might have been losing 200 rand. However, from here to his take profit, you can see he's showing way more than what he's risking. The question is, was that a worth risk to take? Absolutely yes. And these are the things that we need to look for when we putting our take profit. Should he had maybe had his take profit, let's say he had stop loss there, and then his target is right there, and then his target is right here, his stop loss is right there. I mean, make it make sense. You're risking 200 rand, your target is 200 rand. Is it really worth it to take such a risk? Absolutely not. So even if the setup might be valid, however, risk reward should also contribute in you taking that trade, because at the end of the day, you want to take calculated risks. Everything might be correct, but if in terms of the reward of taking this risk is not worth it, then don't take it. I hope that makes sense. So this trade, absolutely, this is what everyone is expected to do. Again, I did not give him about an extra lesson on the side. I'm pretty sure he did this based on what we've been covered so far with everyone. Let's move forward. Here, I was making an example of how you guys need to do what you need to do. If you remember, we covered this on our last week's session. There's a stop loss, the take profit being there. Also, with this being said, what Mabote did, again, just to clarify to everyone, is that instead of having his take profit there, he looked at the structure and said, you know what, I'm going to have my take profit there, which is absolutely correct, because he's saying, I have my minor support there as much as that's my major support. So I'm going to have my take profit there. Absolutely correct. That's what Mabote did. However, Mabote, what he did, instead of putting the stop loss there, he had his stop loss there. However, the candlestick, everything, it's identical to what we are looking at. Remember, it is identical, guys. This is identical to the screenshot that we just looked at. You need to train your eyes to see this the same as that. Okay, so we are in January. We can literally say that last year, January, the weather was the same as this year's January. It was hot, but you're not going to be, go into detail that on the 13th of 2021, it was 21 degrees. I mean, this year it's 22 or 23 degrees. That's the same thing. So that's what you need to teach yourself when you're looking into the charts, being able to see things that are familiar. Let's move forward. Here's another one by Usanda. She sent one of the things that, Usanda yesterday sent this. If we're looking at this, I think actually I'm the one that gave you guys the setup, right? I said, guys, look at GBP, JPY 1 hour time frame. It is Usanda, the setup that I shared with everyone, correct?
Yes.
I do believe that everyone, because I looked who saw the message, and I saw the majority of the people in the group, they actually saw the message. However, only a few were able to take the time into doing their analysis, taking their trades, and executing. So if someone is going to say, see, I understand the work, I see this and that, again, it's different when you have to do the actual work. Do not be on the passenger side and be like, I know how to drive it, put a clutch, put a gear on. That's a different case. Theory is totally different from when you have to be behind the steering wheel and actually move the car. So you guys watching other people's work doesn't mean anything if you're not going to implement as well. So I would like people to take accountability of their watching and instead of actually doing the actual work. Because where this will come down is in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, I'm going to use the word bother, people will be bothering me, asking me things about things that they should be knowing, I think. So when I emphasize on something, guys, it's because I just want to make sure that when you fuck up, you just take accountability and then you don't come back and say, I didn't deliver as I promised. So if we're looking at this, I looked at this setup you know, again, very clear levels, level of resistance, spot on, level of support, spot on. That's the first thing that we look into. Again, she then looked at the candlestick. That's the candlestick we're talking about. If you look at the stop loss where it is, that's perfectly correct. And if you look at the take profit, that's perfectly correct. Again, let's look at the risk reward. She's risking that much. She's willing to take this much. Absolutely correct. And this is what everyone has to do. When I saw this, I'm like, guys, you need to be able to do exactly what Usanda has done here, because this is what I shared with you. So earlier on, one thing I noticed when I looked into this, I don't trade currencies myself. So if I see something, though, I share it. Eventually, we're moving to NASDAQ because that's where the money is. But what I noticed also is that earlier on, this market had went up, and which means that the stop loss would have been hit, which is perfectly fine, right? But I need you guys to do what I'm saying you should do at the time. The reason why this market went up, I'm not sure if Usanda, you did notice that this market went all the way and hit the stop loss. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
If
Yes.
I can just jump in, I'm sure everyone that looked at it, if I can just jump in and making you understand why this market actually, what happened was, is if you can see, this is a trend line. I touched a bit on trend lines. If you can see this market, it's still in an uptrend. It has not broken through. This market is still hitting the support level. It has not broken through. So once we start talking trend lines, once we start implementing trend lines, you will then understand or see that actually, yes, and the market is at resistance. Okay, there's a candlestick dead resistance. However, Sienna, this market has not broken the trend. So which means that as much as 1, 2, and 3 are valid, but there's just one factor that says that says something different. So when we start digging or start implementing trend lines, or if we had been, we were at that level, it means you guys wouldn't have taken this trade. But for now, I need you guys to take it at step by step. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, this market went and hit your stop loss, and that's okay. Hence why you need to learn about stop losses to see the purpose of a stop loss. So at this point, I think one of the guys earlier on was telling me that, I mean, good profits, guys, we don't care about profits at this point. We don't care about losses at this point. What we care about at this point is, are you able to wait for the market to get to your zone of support or resistance? Are you able to look for the candlestick that you need to look for? Are you able to plot or to put these stop losses and take profit where they belong? That's all we care about. Losses, profits, we don't give a damn hell about that. We don't. So I just want to make it very clear to you guys that we don't care about profits and losses. We care about what you are doing. That will come in later. Master the skill first and man will follow. I keep saying that. Cool. I hope everyone is clear why this trade actually tend to go the other way direction or to continue with the trend. Cool. Anyone who has questions on this? Anyone who doesn't understand how this trade was taken? I don't think I got any question when I posted GPJPY on the group. No one asked any questions. I'm going to move forward. So Utando, he happened to take this trade as well. He did exactly what Usanda did. Let's see if he did exactly what Usanda did. If we look at Usanda's support, it's there. If you're looking at the support, I'm not sure if anyone agrees with the support or they would have liked to move it a bit further down, but it's okay. You know, I think I would have done it the way that Usanda has done it, okay, like this, considering that low, because at the end of the day, if we're looking at, just 1 second, if I were to cover this low and that low there, so I would have moved the stop loss, I mean, this level a bit lower. I would have definitely moved that level a bit lower, but not to say where it is, it's wrong. Absolutely where it is, it's correct. There's never a set point or set price to say that your level needs to be at a certain point. It's a zone. We need to understand that. Okay. So again, just looking at this, just to reiterate what I was saying about candlesticks, support and resistance, most likely this market, let's say this, the market at the time was here. Look at that candlestick. The market came at your support, gave you that candlestick, and look at what it did. Look at this candlestick when the market came to this support level as well. Obviously, this candlestick belongs at support. It's the opposite of that candlestick. The market went up. So when you're just chilling, even on weekends, when you say that I can't trade, I can't do 1, 2, and 3 because the market is closed, you can always do what we call reverse testing. Reverse testing is basic. Pindela, your mic, can you please mute yourself? When you do reverse testing is basically saying, again, if I'm looking at this, currently that's where the market was or is. But if I look back and then let's say that's my support level and I had validated this level maybe previously there, maybe the market, previously had hit that level like that. As you can see, we're having a hit. But if I'm looking at this, I would have had my support level there, which means this market would have came at my support level. This market would have given me the candlestick that I was expecting its support level, and then I would have executed this trade, which means that this market would have went my way. Same applies here. So this is what reverse testing is. Why is it important? Because you start understanding that the market repeats itself. What's happening here, what happened here, it's the same as what happened there. Do you agree, or you don't understand that?
I agree.
So what has happened here is the same as what happened here. Look at this candlestick as well, even. So you need to teach your eyes to be able to see certain things being the same. Summer, it's summer. Summer, we all know it's hot. Regardless, don't try to be technical. Summer, it's hot. Here's another one. We'll see. Paul also sent. See, Paul, your charts are big, dude. Your charts are big. Look at this. You've seen the 10th. If I'm going to scroll, look at this. Look at the information that you see. You literally, when you shared your screenshot, this goes for everyone. It's up until the 10th, guys, up until the 10th. So look at the difference. We'll see if we're basically seeing this piece. Look at the importance of us seeing that rejection. On Sipo's screenshot, we're not seeing it. On Sipo's screenshot, we're not seeing this. We're not seeing none of that. It's very important, guys, you zoom your charts big enough, small enough that we see the candlestick and we see everything that's happening. I've said this to you guys many times, and this is also how I spot people don't really care much about what they do. Guys, whatever you do now on your demo account, it's very important to understand that you'll be doing the same thing on a live account. The only difference is the psychology. For now, you don't give a damn fuck, but when you do live account, you will care. That's the only difference. It's your mindset. However, how you do things, it's literally the same thing. So it's basically like saying that Usipo is driving company's car here. He's not driving his own car. He's just going in the pothole. He doesn't give a damn fuck because it's not his. When you're driving your own car, you're more cautious, senseful. Whatever you do, you need to do it right. And if you're not doing it right from now, moving forward, you're going to be totally lost. So again, guys, when someone is doing something that I need to, pinpoint, I will. Don't take it personal. Again, here, there's no caption. I'm going to skip it. Here we can see the market going up. We're not really interested in this. Yeah. Again, GBP, JPY, look at this. Look at this. Up until the 3rd, we can see more detail, more information here. Okay, we can see more detail. Also, what we're noticing here is that Selden, what he decided to do, it's basically, he's like, you know what, I see this level there, but I'd rather not have it. That's still fine. It's okay to, maybe Selden, what you could have done, maybe in your caption, confirmation candle, stop loss and take profit. Good, this is what you need to do because we know your thinking process, what it was. And if maybe you forgot, you still have it there. So what you maybe can do is maybe just, you can just highlight this part maybe and say, yes, the middle level, it's my minor support. We all understand that. That's your major support, that's your major resistance, that's your minor. So it's very important to also look into that because one of the questions is, you, Selden, and this goes for everyone. Are you really going to take this trade here and hold it up until it gets here? Selden, are you really going to do that in a live account?
Yeah, understand.
But are you really going to hold it? That's my question. Are you really going to hold this trade from here all the way down there when you're trading live?
Now, yeah, probably would. But like you said, it probably will go back based on what you're showing me now. So I understand the minor support.
But Okay, fine. Now that you understand the minor support concept, okay, let's put it there, right? Now my question is,
Yeah.
yes, it's a demo and your take profit is there. In a live account, are you really going to have your take profit there, or you'd rather have it there?
Yeah, I have it slightly higher. Yeah.
Slightly higher, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? That's what we're trying to understand now. Because when you're doing it live, it's not going to be slightly higher. You're going to put it somewhere. So the question is, are you going to put it slightly higher here? Are you going to put it here, here, or here?
I'll put it on the first line you made.
That's what we're trying to establish, right? So if you're going to put it here, say it, you put it there, not slightly higher, it's here, of which
Yeah.
I can come back still and bite you in the ass. Do you get what I mean?
Correct.
So again, what I'm trying to emphasize here, guys, is whatever you're doing on a demo is the same thing that you're going to be doing on a live. So teach yourself doing what you will be doing on a live account so that when you start trading live, everything just becomes, normal. Selden, do you think your stop loss is not a bit far?
I actually base it on the week on the other side.
That's,
Yeah, based on that.
so
Therefore, I put it higher.
when you trade live, are you going to do it? Or are you going to do the same thing?
Shouldn't.
And also you're doing your own thing, because I never said based on this. I said, base it on this. That's what I said. So
Correct.
again, guys, I will pinpoint something when I did not teach. I said, guys, based on this. There will come a time whereby you based on something else, but for now, do it as I'm asking you guys to do.
Correct.
Cool. Let's move forward. Again, I don't think we can see what's happening here. Selden, GBP, USD. Selden, I'm sure you can agree with us. We can't see what's happening here.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
we're gonna skip. Again, Mabo, do you agree? Okay. Market at resistance, confirmation candle, took a sell, risk reward is 129. Okay, we're not gonna dwell too much on 129 because he's using a different trading platform, and that trading platform tells him the risk reward, but do not worry about that. Mabotu, you are on the line, correct? If Mabotu, we are zooming closer here. Lungelo, are you happy with the candlestick that is just mentioning? Lungelo, are you happy with the candlestick here? He's saying, okay, fine. Let's say this market, it's at his level of resistance. Roger that. We're assuming, which is, I hate doing that. But let's say in this case, this market, it's at his level of support or resistance. Because the reason why I'm saying, let's assume, I'm looking at this beautiful level there.
No.
So I would prefer this level there. I'm not sure if you guys see what I mean. I would prefer this level. Here, it's a no-no, my word. As much as you can try to justify, it's a no-no. But the biggest elephant here I want us to talk about is, okay, cool, roger that. You are saying that this is a level of resistance. Cool, let's go with that. But the question is, Lungelo, is there a candlestick that talks about selling here?
No. The only one is the green one.
No, let's talk about the selling. Guys, it's very important to focus on what you need to focus on when the market is where it's supposed to be. Forget the noise, because what's going to happen is when you start focusing on other things that you should not be focusing on, the market will give you things that do not belong where the market would be at the time, and that will confuse you. Leave the green one. So the question is, and sometimes I'm going to seem as if I'm cutting you guys off. It's because I don't want you to dwell too much. It's trading. It's not a thinking thing. It's you say what you see. So the minute you start taking longer based on what you see, you're going to try to start justifying the answers, start justifying the market, start wanting the market to do what you believe and not what the market gives you, right? So is there anyone who disagrees with what Mawode has done in terms of candlestick? Lungelo is saying no. Jade?
I agree with him.
You agree with him. Musipo is agreeing with him. Which candlestick is that, Sipo? Is it this candlestick?
The red one.
Yeah.
This
The
one?
red one is going for a sell. Yes.
I think, Sipo, you did not watch the previous session, of which I emphasized to you guys. I emphasized. Usanda, you did say, you did comment on this. What's your comment again on this? Usipo is saying this candlestick.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
Second one,
Sipo.
the second one, this one. What was your comment again?
I did that. I say I didn't.
You did
On his
last week
way.
talk about this candlestick. Also,
I
I
think she
think,
said that I think she said that the candle is not finished.
okay, I guess you're disagreeing with what she said. Sipo?
Now I'm not disagreeing, and now I'm seeing that the candle has not finished moving.
So do you disagree with him about it now?
No, I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm actually sleeping in the same bed with him.
So you're saying that, yes, you would have taken this trade even though this candle is not complete.
What I'm saying is that I was gonna wait until the candle finishes, then I will take a trade afterwards.
Okay, Mr. Mabode took a sell. So the question was, do you agree with the sell that he took based on the candlestick that we are looking at? And you said no. You said yes. So are you saying that you are disagreeing with the fact that he took the sell because of that candlestick? Are you saying you disagree?
Yes, I disagree.
Okay. Okay, cool. Anyone who agrees, anyone who doesn't understand why, as much as we're looking at this candlestick and it looks like a valid candlestick, anyone who disagrees or understands why we're saying actually, Mabode, you should have waited. Anyone else who would have taken this trade here, assuming, or let's say this was a valid level of resistance, anyone would have taken this trade as well?
No, you should have waited for the next candle to form before you place it.
Anyone would have
So-
taken the trade? Anyone who would have taken?
No,
No.
no.
Let's move
I
forward.
think waiting would have been there.
So waiting, so no one, cool. Now let's look at the Southern. Again, guys, let's say this is the correct level of support, the correct level of resistance. Now, anyone who would have taken this trade, anyone who would have taken the trade with Southern? Yes, let's
Yeah.
say the support level is correct. Anyone who would have taken this trade besides
Nope.
Southern? Anyone
No,
else?
it's in the downtrend.
No, Southern.
He's still
Can you-
down.
It?
Anyone who would have taken this trade, assuming yes, this is the correct level of support. Anyone else besides Southern? Southern took the trade. Anyone else besides Southern who that would have taken this buy? Assuming yes, this is the level of support is correct. Anyone who would have taken this trade?
Nope.
No.
Anyone who would have taken the trade? J Fitness, you're quiet. Pindila, you are quiet. Jade, you are very quiet. Okay. For me, it's important to voice these people's names so that next week, in 2 weeks' time, it's important that, guys, everyone is going to participate. It's a group work.
No, I wouldn't have taken.
Why, Pindil? I mean, it's a support. Look at the candlesticks. Why?
Yeah, but I don't see the candle that I would have wanted to see there.
What about this candle, Pindil? Oh, what about this green candle? What about this green candle, Pindil?
That green candle represents when it's like that, when it's pointing down, it's representing the sell.
Okay.
So
What about this one?
is that set up in place?
What about this one? Pindil, are you there?
Even that one, it's not convincing.
Cool. It should not take you more than 5 seconds to answer because it's based on what you see. You are absolutely correct. The reason why I pinpointed the green one, I am happy with the answer to say, actually, the green one does not belong here. It belongs at resistance. Absolutely correct. Things must be where they belong. Second candle, this candlestick does not belong here. It's not the candlestick that we are looking for. The candlestick must be what we're looking for, not looks like what we're looking for. Absolutely agree with you, Pindin. Selden, would you still take this trade?
No.
Do you understand what the guys are saying?
Understand. Yeah, that candlestick which I looked at is actually not the right one. If you look at it, you can see that both
Okay.
wicks is kind of similar.
Yeah,
Should have been a shorter wick.
no,
Yeah, I fully agree with you there.
we understand. That's for you. We understand. Everyone would have not taken it. That's a correction for you. Yes. So
Yeah.
that's what happens, guys, when sometimes you feel like you haven't taken a trade, you start taking trades that are not well matured. Not to say Selden has not been, because he has, but sometimes maybe I'm just gonna pick anyone. J Fitness does not take trades. Oh shit, it's a Thursday, we're having a session tonight, and I haven't sent anything on the group. People are going to start taking trades that are not well matured in the name of saying, I'm sending some work. Guys, you're not doing me a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. So whether you send stuff on the screenshot or not, to me, doesn't mean anything. So it's very important also because like I said, you need to validate your work because you're going to cover your work. Don't just send screenshot in the name of, I sent something. It's not really homework. You don't get marks for it. So here's another thing. Otando sent the screenshot. I mean, let's look at this market at resistance, bullish candlestick, bullish candle at resistance. The statement does not make sense itself, right? Market at resistance. So it's very important that you write these things down. The fact that he said market at resistance, that's a red flag, right? Because someone might say, oh yes, it's at resistance, cool, because this market actually broke support, pulling back at resistance. Okay, sure. And then it says bullish candlestick at resistance. Oh shit, bullish candlestick at resistance. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's very important that whatever you write needs to make sense, because now we can't really talk much because he's not here. Is this a resistance or is it support? That's the first statement that we need to understand. But this statement says it's both, because the statement talks about bullish candlestick, the statement talks about resistance. Those two are two things that are different. And we're not going to dwell too much because firstly, is it support or resistance? We don't know. Guys, let's take a 15-minute break. We're going to be back in 15 minutes. I'm going to send another link again on the group. Thank you. I will see you in 15 minutes. We're going to continue where we left off.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.